Again, welcome everyone. My name is Alex. This is Thursday Core. It's an absolute privilege and honor to be here. We're starting lying down on our backs, bolsters supporting our tailbones, and we're just relaxing it out, head relaxing, fingers just stretching out and closing. And again, squeezing the glutes, releasing the glutes, getting that strong, deep energy down through the hips. And then rolling out through the heels, the toes, ankles, right? A little bit through the knees as you bend the knee, and just getting into a good way, lying down here on the floor, really stretching out and just absorbing the gravity. Beautiful. Now from here, bring the soles of the feet to the floor, make little adjustments with the bolster just to be a little bit more comfortable. Good. Now from here, curl your toes. And now slowly, by curling your tailbone, bring your knees towards your shoulders. Once here, pulse. So we're getting the strong sensation in the hip. We're locking everything in. So the heels are to the hips. Everything's nice and locked in. The knees are moving towards the shoulders. The head is totally relaxed, and we're just pulsing. Good. Starting to breathe, bringing that prana. Now that we find the posture, now let's find the true power, which lies with the pranayama, with the prana, with the breath. Good. Inhaling through the nose. And remember, the more you exhale, the more you bring that energy all the way down towards the belly button, even lower if you can. Because again, as you exhale, the diaphragm is flying upward. And that's the beauty. As you inhale, it expands. You're starting to feel that press as the knees come towards the chest. And then as you exhale, feeling for 10, 9, deep breath in, deeper breath out, 8, 7, pulse, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Kick it out. Bring it back in. Good. Kick it out. Bring it back in. Nice and natural. Again, head is relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Just kicking it out and bringing it back in, nice and easy. All right, find your flow. And that's the beauty of this practice, right? It's just like art. It's expressive, right? The instrumental aspect of this practice is all the action, the goal orientation, the progression. But the practice is really both. It's both instrumental and expressive. So again, being able to feel your body, get into a good way, and notice the weakness in maybe the lumbar spine, really curl, right? So maybe feeling like your head lifts off the ground to really complete that J curve that they talk about in Pilates. In yoga, right, we're focusing nose to toes, crown to tailbone, because why? We're focusing on our core. And our core, for our working definition, is everything that supports our spine. And that's really, really important to be aware of. Right, so be awake and aware as we do this movement, and again, accommodating and modifying wherever necessary, right? We can always take a break. Where do we take a break? Well, we can take a break knees into chest, or we can take a break legs outstretched, right? So for 10, 9, if you're getting tired, just take a break. 8, 7, because always remember, we want to break through. We never want to break down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Knees into chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. And let's reach on through happy baby. And again, let's make it a playful baby. Stretching out one leg at a time. Relaxing your head. Relaxing your shoulders. Again, feeling that beautiful effect, right, in our bodies. As we connect the mind and body together, that's what it's all about. And especially during this time of COVID, all the respiration that we're doing is helping us increase circulation. So helping us stay healthy and strong. Right? Very, very important. I haven't even gotten sick in the last 2, 3, I can't even remember the last time I was sick. It's very interesting once you start to have a daily yoga practice. And again, why yoga? It's because it's all about the breath, right? A true yoga practice is the union of mind and body through breath. So even when we're getting worn down, getting tired, even during my exams, again, staying very healthy through the practice of yoga. Right? And that's important. Of course, healthy eating, Yoga starts in the kitchen, right? There's all these different analogies and metaphors. But remember, every body is different. There's nothing prescription or prescriptive about this practice, right? It really, truly is preemptive, right? We're doing all this beautiful work to really get ourselves in a good way so we can stay in that good way. So as we get older, we don't have to grow older. As we grow older, we can actually grow younger. And a lot of you are living testaments and testimonies of that. And that's why this class is, I think we're almost going on 4 or 5 years now. It's incredible how long we've been doing this class for. And some of you have been there right from the beginning, which is just amazing to see the long-lasting changes, never underestimating the little differences that make the biggest changes in ourselves. And again, coming to core once a week just brings this consciousness to all our other practices throughout the week, whether that's working or explicitly yoga with other teachers, right? The core is a fundamental, and it's integrated into all aspects: hatha, yin, restorative, kundalini. Beautiful. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. So just releasing it down now. Grab hold of your bolster, bring your knees together, and let's start to go around the world. So start with little tiny circles. And as your circles grow bigger and bigger, you're spiraling out through your tailbone, right? So it's all happening here in the tailbone as you spiral out. And as your legs start to get larger and larger, as your circles grow bigger and bigger, you're going to look right as you go left, you're going to go left as you go right, and just feel that reciprocation in the movement. Right? It's very gentle, very relaxed, but you'll feel all sorts of cricks and cracks. Right? And that's that fixation that we're breaking through. Right? And fixation is not bad. It's stabilizing us to sit and to, but there's a certain rigidity to it. Again, not bad, but again, if it never gets released, then it becomes compressed or it becomes stagnant, right? And that's something we don't want, right? We want stagnation. It's like dirty water, right? The unclean water, right, is the water that is in the still areas. Not the stillness that we're talking about, but I mean like the not moving areas, right? The freshest water, the cleanest water, right? If we look to nature as an analogy, right, is always the fastest moving. So you'd want to drink from the stream with the fastest moving water because that would have the least amount of contaminants. And it's the same with ourselves. So you really want to feel the areas that you're reluctant to go to. See it as still water and try and break through that with movement. Because remember, if we don't break through, we break down. And that's the whole purpose of this class, to be able to help us to endure with gratitude all our aches and pains, right? Because when we struggle together, but when we suffer alone. So it's best to struggle, it's best to come to class, it's best to be vulnerable, it's best to be your best self through the practice, in love, with love, and through love. First for yourself, then for another, then for all others. Right? As we breathe, we're breathing the living, breathing breath of every living, breathing being that has ever come before us. So again, taking the posture and then powering through that posture, through the prana. That's what we call pranayama. Beautiful. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Other direction. Start small. Right? Start really small. Again, a nice long time to really work it out through that lumbar spine. You might notice yourself a little bit more relaxed because of the first round. That's great. And just keep extending, right? Keep flowing, right? Keep feeling, keep healing. Right? As your knees go right, look left. As knees go left, look right. Really working it through from the thoracic spine down into the lumbar spine and all the way through the pelvic floor, the cervical. Right, allow it to move, allow it to groove. Feel your tailbone. Ooh. I apologize, I mean coccyx spine. Cervical is in your neck. But again, it's all 4 parts of the spine, right? Moving and grooving. For 10, you got this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Start with your feet on the ground. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Right? Just nice and natural with the movement. Should feel very good. Try and imagine yourself dropping one knee down at a time. Of course, right, it won't go that way, and that's part of the journey, right? It's the journey, not the destination. So just letting it flow left and right. And then when you're ready, you can keep doing this. If you'd like to do this more, it's really great for your lumbar spine. Or if you're ready, let's go side to side, right? And just start lifting those legs, right? And start moving and exploring different places. But again, it's that drop and it's that lift and drag across, right? So you want to find different areas so the knees can come towards the shoulders, nice and tight, side to side, from the hips. Again, even if the feet just come to the floor and you take a few rounds and then start again, right? Remember, it's all about quality in this practice. It's not about quantity. It doesn't matter how many you do. It's as you're doing them, can you get to a place of play, right? Again, you don't want the performance to be without fun. Performance with fun is play, right? You can still succeed, you can still progress. Again, like school, I can get great grades, right? I can do well on my examinations, but if I'm having fun, I transcended the performance element, right? The examination then becomes about play, right? About collecting points, right? Scoring high, or just doing your personal best, right? The pressure is off to perform. And it's when we feel this pressure to perform that the anxiety starts to come in. It starts to tighten us up. So the more fun we're having, the more we move from performance to play. And that's really important, because just like music, you don't do music, right? You play music, and it should be the same with yoga. You don't do yoga, you play yoga. And that's the fun part. That's what keeps us young. All right, perfect. Soles of the feet to the floor. Let's lift that bolster up a little bit higher. Bring it to our lumbar spine. Make sure our hips are up high. And then we can just start to drop our tailbone down towards the ground and lift up. Drop our tailbone down towards the ground and lift up. So feeling that press through the feet, right? Allowing your body to really come into a good way. Right, relaxing here, feeling here as you drop that tailbone down towards the ground and then lift it up. Notice I'm always on the bolster as we work through each and every vertebrae, going up, going down, right? Relaxing, releasing, hands over your head, right? Stretch it back, feel it. And if that doesn't feel good, you can always push your hands on your thighs, or again, just on the floor. Again, try different things, right? It's all about expression. I like this way, this feels great. Right, rolling it up and through, rolling it up and through for 10. Good, last one. Good, on your next breath, you're gonna inhale, find a comfortable place with your feet and lift up. Bring your elbows to the ground. Use your elbows to help you lift up and pulse, holding the breath for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let it go. Back up. Pulse, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let it go. Last one. Inhale up. Hold the breath for 10. Push through those feet. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Gently again, place that bolster on your hips. Relax it out. Work hard, rest harder. Just give yourself a moment to recover, to relax, to release. Arms outstretched, 5-pointed star, legs outstretched, right? Everything opens up, everything relaxes. Take a deep breath in and a deeper breath out. Right, relaxing here, feeling here. Right, feel that energy. Right, you can squeeze your glutes, release your glutes, squeeze your glutes, release your glutes. Right, get into that good way. Relax your head side to side, relax your shoulders, right? Learn to relax everything, right? Integrate. There's no use just, going after that destination, right? The end of class. Enjoy each part and, each part and parcel, right? Every piece is peaceful, right? Every section has its serenity. Feel the surrender. When it's time to take a break, right? We break through. We don't break down. And that's been, our sort of mantra since the beginning of the class today. Just keep feeling that. You're breaking through. Each and every posture brings us a new pattern that we power through. It brings great peace to the body, great peace to the mind. As we said many times before, right? Stillness is medicine for the mind. Movement is medicine for the body. A deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. 2 more. Fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Like you're blowing a feather all the way up to the ceiling. Last one. Beautiful. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, let everything relax. Soles of the feet to the floor. Good, we're gonna lift our hips up high, bring that bolster up on our lower back. And from here, we're gonna tuck chin, reach for knees, and that's as high as we're gonna go. And pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back. Lift your hips up high. Bring that bolster a little bit higher up. See if you can get it even higher up. It'll create a fulcrum. We're going to use this fulcrum to help create these natural patterns in our body, which we should be able to have without the fulcrum, right? But it takes time. And that's what this class is devoted to. It's the technique of that time. And the more time we spend it, the easier it is, or the more accessible it is when we don't have the bolster. Good, let's do it again. Hands on thighs, let your hips drop down, lift up towards your knees, feel that fulcrum, and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down, back again. Relax, lift those hips up high, shake out your hips, right? Get your feet in a good way. See if you can lift that bolster below you a little bit higher up, right on that lower back so it's moving toward the upper back. Good, and last round, let's do it again. Curl through it and reach and pulse and feel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, watch me, 1, kick my legs forward and walk hips back. Beautiful work. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. What a great practice. So walking those hips back, allowing ourselves to fold forward. Again, getting in a good way, right? Feeling the healing, breath by breath. All movement into this moment. Right, relax your head side to side, relax your shoulders, right? Everything relaxes. And I'm just naturally grabbing hold of my feet. You can grab your ankles to start. Right? You can bring your feet more closer together. Again, notice how the feet curl inward, meaning they go like a triangle. Want to take the outsides of the feet and kind of stretch them back. Pull on those outside. And then once we start to relax the head, bend the elbows. Bend the elbows. Nice and easy. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. Good, and we're going to do one Brahmari here to affect every cell in our body. Getting into a deeper, fuller, more expansive practice through the breath. Remember, yoga is all about the breath. That's what separates it from all other exercise. The emphasis is not on the movement. It is. But the movement, right, movement of the breath is more important than movement of the body or movement of the mind. Because movement of the breath regulates both those movements, right? No breath, no body. No breath, no mind. So the breath is the pinnacle experience. And that's why I keep saying this is where all the power lies, in the breath, right? So if you want to find the deepest peace, the most relaxation, the most comfort, right? You want to decrease pain. You want to increase, longevity, health, wellness. This is how it's done. You'll never see a healthy, happy person with an irregular breathing pattern. It just doesn't exist, right? The breath is what regulates our chemical system. And I was discussing this on the workshop on the weekend. Because of school, I've gained a lot of consciousness around our chemical system, around our mental health. And it's very interesting to talk about things like that, the serotonin, the different norepinephrine, right, which we understand as adrenaline, right, how it is affected by cortisol, how it's released, right, by the stress hormone, right, hormones in general, oxytocin, vasopressin, all these different things, vasopressin, all these different things that are chemical in nature. And maybe we think they're thoughts, but they're not thoughts. They're chemical transmissions. It's part of our being. Right? What is rational is the thinking. What is irrational is also the thinking. But the chemicals, they're pure in their intention. That's why the longer we hold, the more you start to get this understanding maybe of this differentiation. That's why we meditate. That's why we do yin. Right? So we've been holding this for a long time, which is great for our bodies, great for our minds, because we're regulating it with the breath. So let's do that Brahmari. Really focus on that regulation and really focus on bringing that breath, that vibration all the way to your toes. When you inhale, draw it all the way back up to the crown of your head. Deep breath in. Beautiful. From here, lying back. Good. Hands just underneath your knees, right here as we are. And again, we're just going to go to our knees and then drop back. And then to our knees and then drop back. So it's a very simple movement. Imagine you're hooking onto something. Again, I'm just centering myself at the camera. And again, just back. So lowering yourself on your bolster and back up. And as we do this, you can make the movement more expansive, increasing the range, coming forward and back, maybe coming all the way to the ground, stretching your back, tucking chin, using it as a fulcrum, coming up. Again, take your time, right? There's no rush. Remember, it's all about the quality of the movement, not the quantity. Doesn't matter how many you do. It's about enjoyment of each one. Enjoy, right? Enjoy, inner joy. Ah, this feels great. Oh, that felt tough, right? Again, tough doesn't need to be something that releases a stress hormone in your body, right? Tough can be good because tough is gratitude, right? It's good that it's hard. It's good that it's challenging, right? If it wasn't challenging, there would be no fun, right? It's not really fun unless it's challenging. And that's why we constantly keep class in this way. Because again, it's one of those things that you get it or you don't. And when you get it, you got it. And once you got it, all you have to do is keep getting it. That's what consciousness is all about, right? It's about understanding. And understanding is about standing under, right? It, right? Standing up for it. Knowing when to lay out, knowing when to lock in, and enjoying, what we call exercise. Through the practice of yoga. Again, what's the exercise? What are we exercising? We're exercising the human into the being. And we do that through the breath. Remember, 30 days without food. So how really important is food? Right? If you can go 30 days without food, it's not that important. Right? If you can go 7 days without water, it's not that important. Right? We got lots of water in our bodies. And I've mentioned it a few times about going on the indigenous vision quest and being without food and water for 5 days. Right? It's more about your wants, your desires, your cravings, rather than the actual physical need for it. So what can't we do? What's most essential? The breath. Can't go 5 minutes without breathing. We're long gone. So the breath is really the source of life, and the breath is really the source of our center, of our health, of our wellness. I truly believe all health is mental health, and I can't wait to get started in the applied science, taking this degree and going out into the real world come January and be able to share these teachings of the yoga, integrating it with the academia, right? Because that's what the mystic scholars were. That's what the rishis were, right? What did they see? They saw the union of all things as one, a subjective experience. Right? We can have all the research in the world. It still has to point to something. And that's where we're saying this practice is not prescriptive. It's preemptive. And so we're feeling that health, that wealth in our body. It's very, very important. Good. Let's meet back in forward fold. I'm just going to walk my hips back to center myself. And let's do one Brahmari. Deep breath in. Beautiful. And slowly coming up. Good. Let's get into some fun moves. Bolster right behind us. We're not sitting on it. We're leaning back on it. Arms straight. Good. All right. So lean back and just have your feet elevate. So this is perfect boat pose. Okay. So now we're going to bring our hands to the ground and we're going to hold. Curl your toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You'll feel it strong. 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Let it go. Good. Rest, recover, rest, recover, rest, recover. And then back we go. Grab the bolster. Lean it in. Slide everything in. Arms straight. Lock it in. Lean back. Right? Then let it go. Right? And curl a little bit more. See if you can bring your hands to your ankles, knees more towards your shoulders. Holding for 10, 9. Told you this would be fun. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax, release. Good job. Fantastic. Again, Alex type of fun. Right? Play with it. It can be tough. It can be difficult. Don't make it difficult. What we call difficult, right? Don't make it hard, right? Soften through it. Don't stiffen up, right? Stabilize. Good. Fantastic. Recover. Let's come back. Let's recharge. Again, hands on knees. I'm leaning back. My feet lift naturally. I find that position. Good. Now I reach on through, and now I'm going all the way to my toes. Knees out to the side, so I'm even past my feet. Good. So for 10, hold, die. 8, 7, curl. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kick it out. Relax. Send that energy dissipated into the ground, right? Find your way. Good. Lean back. Once again, grab hold of your knees. Tuck back. Lift up your feet. Good. One leg at a time. One leg at a time. Start to play. Start to feel. Right, I'm still holding on, and I just let one leg go. Right, want to make it harder on yourself? Let both arms go. Right, you don't really even see the difference. When you get this movement right, ooh, but there is a difference. Right, if that gets too much, I just hold on again. It feels better. Right, but we keep going. Good, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax, recover. You're gonna take your deep breaths, your deep breaths, 5 of them, nice and strong, right? Good, coming back. Again, soles of the feet on the floor, relax back. Right? This time, feet stay down. Reach for ankles. Reach for ankles, side to side. Keep that curl. It's all about that curl. Imagine that bolster wasn't even behind you. Right? Side to side. Feel that flow. The more you throw to one side, the harder it is to stabilize and bring yourself back. And that's where all the muscles come from. Beautiful. The stabilizers. 10. Doing great. 9. Breathing here, feeling here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up we go. Relax, release, recover. Beautiful work. Let's spend that time. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. Good. Allowing yourself to come back once again. Lean back. Find that bolster. Piano. Piano. Or Tyrannosaurus Rex. Twisting. 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 Make sure both fingertips go to the floor or you won't get the twist. Right? That's the key. Twisting. Twisting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest, recover, forward fold. Right? Always finding that cooling sensation when we enter that forward fold. Right? Finding our way into it. Right? It's very calming. It's very relaxing. right? And as we do this, you can also work the diaphragm. You can start to ice cream scoop, Uddiyana Bandha, right? Drawing that energy up, right? Flying it upward. That's why it's always good to do yoga on an empty stomach, right? No water, no food for a couple hours. They say 4 hours for food, an hour or two for water, right? Just remembering that the hydration that you need today is actually coming from yesterday. And it's a very important consciousness to realize. So again, it's just the wanting for these things. So if you can try and cut that out and eat after class, way better. Right? Try not to eat before class. You can get way more benefits, and this is where you get these benefits. Because you won't be able to go into that deep ice cream scoop, right, on if there's food, all sorts of stuff happening in the body. So give yourself that time and space to really massage your organs, right? Really massage, your entrails, right? What's happening within. Get that visceral experience. Because again, 95% of our serotonin is produced in our gut. Right? We think it's up here in our heads, but it's not. It's down in our guts. So again, not just what you eat, right? But what you breathe, right? Very, very important. Good. Let's do a Brahmari to clear. Deep breath in. Beautiful. Good. Coming up, let's flip around. So again, left, right. It's a little flow, just like that. And let's flip over onto our abdomens. Again, using that support, that bolster to just be underneath our solar plexus. So again, if we're large-breasted, we don't want to be in any compression, right? So everything is lifted up, nice and strong, right? We're in this beautiful, Sphinx pose. And again, just start to come down like a turtle hiding in shell, and then starting to lift up, right? And then coming down, and then up. And then use the bolster to breathe, to really feel that sort of, not pushback, but connection, right? It's not really pushing back, but it might be absorbing, right? There's a feeling, there's a connection. You're making contact with it, and the breath is becoming heightened by the experience. Again, you're playing. And so dropping down like a turtle into its shell and lifting up. Right? We call this cobra, right? Or sphinx. Again, it's one of those very animalistic, right? Beautiful back bends that we bring. It's very visceral as it massages, again, all the internals of the body, right? All the organs. Beautiful. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Keeping a comfortable position, elbows underneath your shoulders. Bring your heels. And with your heels, lift up and start to pulse your heels. Again, hard move at first, so just give it time. Right, you can come down in your turtle, or you'll get more. As you lift up, you'll see that my range will start to reduce because I'm working through something on my backside. Right, push your tailbone down. Right, really feel that arch. And feeling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Lower to the ground, left or right ear to the floor. All right, take a deep breath in. Exhale, side out. Right, whatever tension there is. Beautiful. Now from here, use your elbows to bring them out to your side and then come back down, change. Right, relax. And then when you're ready, Use your elbows to come to your side, lift up, and then change, come back down. Right? Curl, back bend, and then it goes into forward fold because of your bolster. Right? Press your tailbone down, lift up, and then switch. So just left and right. Lift your tailbone up, push it down as your elbows come in. Shoulder blades together, lift up, and then rotate to the other side. Beautiful. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Up and hold, look straight, and lift for 10. Lift. 9. 8. Elbows together. 7. 6. Pulse. 5. 4. 3. 2. Hands to the ground. Lift yourself up. Push back into child's pose. If you can, bring yourself down first. Walk that bolster out and use it as an ability to stretch out and bring your armpits a little bit closer to the floor. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. Give it that time to heal. Give it that time to feel. All right, beautiful. Couple versions of this next one. We're going to go into forearm plank, which you just do the same thing, forearm plank, or stretch your legs out. Find that push-up position for high plank. Good, we're going to hold here and breathe for 10. 9. Don't let your back collapse. Lift up. 8. Right? It's almost like you're going into cat pose. Think of it as cat. Look down. Look through your belly button. That's how you'll know you're doing your plank right. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lower your knees to the floor, hands to your bolster, and just start to do a few rounds of cat-cow, really stretching it through. Feels fantastic after plank. Right, so it's like we're charging up, we're putting all this pressure. It's like an elastic band. We're stretching it, we're holding, and then we get this beautiful release. And it's beautiful to go to a sequence of movements that really amplify that release. So again, curling tailbone, releasing it up and down. It just feels absolutely fantastic. Good. Look down at your belly button once again. And now make little movements in your tailbone. So I'm making circles with my tailbone. Just little tiny movements. Keep looking down. Oof. You'll feel it. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Other direction. Let it flow. Let it go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Sitting back on your ankles, relax your wrists, right? Just give them a little squeeze back to child's pose, forehead to the ground. Right? Just relax all that tension in your wrists. And press down where the shoulder basically meets, right, your chest. And pushing that armpit down. And a very important intersection point between the arm and the whole arm where it grows out of, right? And the abdomen, chest. And the trunk of the tree meeting the branch. A beautiful moment where the one becomes the other. Beautiful. Slowly coming up. Curl your toes now. Sit back and come into squat. But we're going to come into squat. So again, just making a little adjustment. You don't have to jump like that. But I just want to keep my hands in that bolster. Bringing the heels toward the ground. Bringing the heels toward the ground. So up and down. That 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's sit back into our squat if we can. If we can't, we're just going to bring our hands behind us and do a version of reverse table. So for everyone, we're in squat. We're just going to hold our squat, feel, and move it around if we need to. Get into a good way. Right? Breathing here, feeling here. You can even round the spine, yin style, hands out in front. Right? You can bounce. There's all sorts of little things you can do to make this a little bit easier. But ultimately, we're bringing ease to the posture. That's what makes it easier. It's the ease, and that's that derivative. That's that really important part, both, phonemically and in the lexical language. Ease. That's why we go E. So if you have the ability to chant, please do follow along. If you don't, just Brahmari. All right, so you're still going to get that vibration. But E is a little bit of a higher vibration. It really helps, I find, with enduring. All right, so that's the ease. So same E for Miss E. So deep breath in. Very powerful. And exhale, let it go. Amazing. Hands come behind us. Again, I'm just making a little adjustment. And reverse table. Again, I'm using the bolster. You can use the floor. I just, again, like to try different things. Right? Never the same practice. No two practices the same, just like no two people are the same. And no two practice and person the same, right? Even though we do this core class each and every week, the sequence could be exactly the same. And just like the Buddha taught, you know, when you jump into the river, do you ever jump into the same place twice? The answer is no. The reason it's no is because it is in a constant state of flow. So again, just doing the reverse table here. Again, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I'm gonna walk my hands back, really stretching it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Coming forward, forward fold. Check in with yourself. Feel, feel, feel. Right, we're engineering the body to be optimal, right? To really relax and release. There's no use in being really strong in your core if you have all this pain in your body, right? So as much as we want to stabilize, right, we also want to have the flexibility, right? We don't want to be stagnant, right? So true strength is this elasticity between the two states, between flexibility and stability. So I think that elasticity is the key, because that's the ultimate, because now you have the flexibility, but you also have the stability. And that's really key, because too much flexibility reduces stability, and too much stability reduces flexibility. Good, one Brahmari here, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Two more, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Last one, deepest breath in. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Release that bolster now from behind you, and let's come all the way down, all the way up. So as we come down, knees into chest, give yourself a nice squeeze. And then when you're ready, look up, kick the legs, and come up, forward fold. All right, we can continue on this beautiful journey. Curl, feel, right? As you, again, you stretch and strengthen at the same time. Beautiful. Level 2, right? You don't have to bend the knees, just keep the toes curled, lay out all the way on the ground. Stretch your arms out over your head, and then coming back up. And reaching for toes. Beautiful. Up and down, up and down. Feel your body. Feel that frame, right? The beauty of nose to toes. The beauty of crown of the head to your tailbone. Feel that connection. Good. Level 3, little tougher, right? But you can practice it, right? So when you come back, your feet lift off the ground. Lay back. Keep your feet up in the air. And then come up. And you can actually reach up, lower down, and come forward. And again, same thing. You lower back to the point where your feet lift up, keep them off the ground, back, come up, reach all the way up. See if you can touch your toes, and then come forward. And again, progressing through that. That'll be our level 3. So again, choosing where you want to be, choosing what you want to do, maybe making some combos. So I'm going to do 2. Now I'm going to do 1 to prepare, because now I'm going to do 3, and I'm going to come back, lift, back, pull, down, forward, maybe go back to 1. Right. Now do 2, and we'll make this our last little sequence. And let's do maybe all together, just try it. 3, Lift up. Hiya. Beautiful. And lower down, Shavasana. You can slide that bolster underneath your knees. Right, give yourself all the space you need. Relax your hips. Squeeze your glutes. Relax your glutes. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Relax your head. Relax your shoulders. Everything relaxes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let's get into a really quiet place, right? The quieter we can be right now, the more we can receive. So stillness, silence, and spaciousness, just for a couple minutes, right? Adult nap time, Shavasana. So the less you do, the more you can be. The less you can do right now, just relax. Don't do anything. The more you will be, the more you can receive. And that is the key. From the silence, from the stillness, from the spaciousness, start to breathe into the experience of surrender. Right? You're laying out on the floor, gravity is being absorbed through your whole being. You can feel the pressing down on the floor, and as you absorb all of it, you start to feel the lightness, the spin of the earth. You can feel it. Remember, the only thing that doesn't change in the universe is change itself. Very profound statement. You're taking your time, slowly come out of it. And rocking your head side to side. Twiddling the fingers like stars. Remember, if you'd like to do a prolonged Shavasana, you can. You can just stay here. Right, roll out through the ankles, the toes, the heels. Feel. And then when you're ready, you can roll onto left or right side, whichever you prefer, and come up to a comfortable seated position. And from the seated position, Just get comfortable. Remember, you can stay in Shavasana if you're staying for the next class, right? Take a little bit longer. Or if you just want to take a little bit of an adult nap time, perfect time. Right? You're ready for meditation. Right? Even sitting, your body feels great. Right? You're not dealing with the thoughts. Right? You're working with the chemicals. And that's the alchemy of this practice. Right? Because there is a natural bliss that abides in the body. And if we can tune into it, tap into it, it's just joy. And the more I practice and the older I get, the more I love yoga. It's crazy. You know, it's one of my longest romantic relationships because it's a spiritually romantic relationship, because it's not about doing, it's about being. And that fidelity, that honesty, that authenticity, it's a relationship with oneself. Now let's go really, really fast for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it. Right? If you love something, you let it go. And if it comes back to you, you know it was true love. That's because love, right, comes and goes but never leaves. True love never leaves, because true love is unconditional. And humans have known about unconditional love for about 2,000 to 3,000 years in recorded history and consciousness and philosophy. But it was a concept that was born, this idea of unconditional love. Because nothing is unconditional. But that's a state of being, a very high state, very divine state. The only way to truly understand it is in the spirit, with the Atma, with the soul. So we're going to honor that spirit, we're going to honor that unconditionality by chanting the mantra Om or Brahmari as we slowly bring the palms together. Deep breath in. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. In your hearts, in your lives, in everything that you see, are, and be. The divine in me sees and shares the divine in you. In love, with love, through love. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. Namaste. Yay!